Woohoo. Ah. That was a fun sound.
Point.
Yep.
Russ has arrived.
Jumping off a trampoline.
New one. How's everybody doing this evening?
On demand. Not bad, Russ. Pretty good.
Just wonderful.
It's awesome.
I refuse to say. I don't want to jinx it.
If you heard that and believe it, I know my audio's good.
Huh.
Even Jerry is with us tonight.
Really? Oh, yes, Jerry Hamilton. For a second, I thought you meant Jerry Chin.
Yeah, Jerry Hamilton. He's never on Discord. Now he is tonight. Well, it did work a short while ago.
Uh-oh, where is everything?
In Michigan.
Let's see what that does. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. Doop-doo. Man, first lift since hurting myself back in September. Sore as hell. Feels good. Ooh, 30 more hours and I'll have hit 3,500 hours of R Factor 2.
Nice.
I'm very close to 2,000.
Come into the modding side. We'll get those numbers up.
$1,864.
If only my modding hours translated to talent on the track.
They never do, unfortunately.
No. Unless you're in the testing team. Like, I look at how much John Uyon and Daniel Kirby are putting in, and like it's just more time that they're running away from any bar I had set, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Scar, you ever watch Utopia?
No.
No.
You kidding? He lives in Utopia.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's an Australian-based sitcom.
No worries.
I thought it was a movie. Yeah, I don't pay much attention to TV down here. Most of the TV I watch is British or Japanese anime.
Did you
40
watch?
laps? That's it? 40 laps?
Stevens, what's 3 points?
Did you watch the third season of Slow Horse?
No.
Scar, you watch British. Did you watch the third season of Slow Horse or Slow Horse altogether?
No, no. When
Okay,
I say British, it's mainly the comedies like Taskmaster and their panel shows that I watch.
that's Slow Horse is a spy MI5.
Okay, cool. Who's in it?
Um, one major person. It's Gary Oldman.
Ah, cool.
There's 3 seasons. Season 1 is fantastic. Season 2, a tiny bit less. Season 3, a tiny bit less, but it's still real good British stuff.
Cool, because it's got Gary Oldman in it. I might have a chance to watch it because the other half basically has control of the TV while I have control of the video game TV.
I heard Gary Hartman. What happened?
Gary Oldman.
Oh, did you really say Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Mm. What the hell's my Daytona setup? That makes me very angry.
Just the normal oval tire we're using today, yeah?
That's what I picked, but I'd like to load my Speedway setup. Can't seem to find it. Oh wait, it's JW Daytona. That's right, or JM. Load.
Thanks for the poll, Jerry.
Ah, crap, I forgot to load up all my stuff. I can do that when I go out. Driver's brief. Huh. Car don't turn good.
Well, Daytona, you don't really need to turn, do you?
I needed to turn more than I did. don't like. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh, it's actually pretty warm. God, quarter till.
Suppose that's one way to get into the pit box.
Seem to be having some troubles. Stupid broadcast PC. Well, and we're just slightly ahead of schedule today, so in just a minute or two, I'll go ahead and do the driver's brief to watch what's going on with the timing here. I'm not sure why it's so far ahead of where it should be, but Okay, guys, with just a couple minutes to go, I'm just going to go through the driver's brief real quickly. Welcome to the Stock Car 1972 at MNRL. Here we are at Michigan as we burn our way through the second half of the season. Make sure that you are on voice if you're not already. I guess if you're not, that would be hard for you to know. During qualifying a race, not as much maybe conversation, although we're a little bit more lax here, not as many drivers for it to be an issue. So you all kind of know what's going on here. For tonight, driver aids, just auto clutch, auto lift and blip. That's it, or any other onboard aids, which none exist. Qualification will start in just about a minute. So we'll get through this real quick. Respect the hot laps as you're going around. You've got 10 minutes to get out and put in your laps. A little bit longer track, longer laps, but it is bigger, so there should be plenty of room. If you time it right and get some slipstreaming in, it's part of the deal. So something to think about as you're going out. Race length for tonight. We have, back up, 40 laps or 75 minutes, whichever comes first. They are longer laps under caution, so I will have not the crew chief thing, but the plug-in stuff on standby to be able to try and get it to go more quickly if we've got just so we can go through the qualifying the yellow flag periods a little bit faster. Basically that means that I'd skip through any remaining laps if that's possible under caution. So we'll just try and get everybody cycled through ASAP and move on. So yeah, bring back the brief here. As we are going around for the start, it is a full formation lap, double file. Follow the pace car, give yourself some room. The pace car does not like being touched or driven near, so it's a little bit of weirder kind of deal, but we've been pretty good about it so far. Warm up your tires, do whatever you need, just make sure you don't make any contact or anything as you're doing so. Orange zone is just the first lap. Use caution as you're coming around. The cars are heavy, so everyone's kind of feeling out how they need to be. Track limits are the wall. As you're coming out of going through pit road, there is no pit lane speed limit, so as you come on, the only time that you kind of need to make sure you're keeping an eye on things is as you come onto pit road. Just don't make any passes before you actually cross the cones, the pit road commit line, basically. Because if you do, it might score you ahead of that person or passing under yellow. We haven't really run into that problem. But once you're on pit road, power away as much as you need, and if it's under green, go in as fast as you feel you can control it. Just be aware that you do eventually have to stop at some point. So keep that in mind. Coming out of pit road, as we've been doing, just go around on the apron until you get out of turn 2 onto the back straight, and then you can merge back on. Just watch for cars behind you, cars coming around, just watch for emerging cars. There aren't many of us, so it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. One point with pit road is as you're going through, make sure that you don't pass a pace car if you go in, because there's no pit road speed limit. You could potentially get out before it comes around. Make sure you wait at the end of pit road if the pace car is behind you and you were behind it just a moment ago, and then let the pace car and then the cars subsequently behind it go by as though you're holding at a red light, and then proceed out. Again, that's only under caution. Blue flags, don't really have to worry about it for this race. If you're kind of a back marker or whatever, we've been pretty good about getting out of the way as need be. Under cautions, just a reminder, there is no racing. Backfield is frozen. Pay attention to the on-screen instructions. and we'll get things going through there. Like I said, I'll try and speed through the extra laps so that way we don't have to do too many if we get those caution flags. Golden rule racing: if you take position by totally obliterating somebody, just give that back if you can. If you feel like you still have not been served justice, file an IRR. The link is in the Discord and should be good to go. Don't hit escape. Control delete if you want to kill the sim and get back in if you've had some issues. Any DQs that happen or penalties during the race or qualifying, I cannot clear. So gotta figure that out. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm curious why it's only 40 laps. I mean, I realize each lap pretty long compared to the last few tracks we ran at, but that's gonna be a short race.
It's based off of whatever the percentage was for what they ran at the time. So I just pull whatever 20% was, which roughly comes into about an hour to hour and a half, and that's what we load up.
40 times 43 seconds.
You're not counting caution periods.
Yeah, well, we've been pretty good, and we're better on the big tracks about that.
Yeah, it's just a consistency thing, you know. I kind of looked at it, but that's what they had in there.
It's going to be a half-hour race.
It'll be a
Yeah.
little bit shorter, probably.
Exactly. That's my point. Just wondering if you were tracking on that.
And it should be a one-stop race if it's green too.
That's what I was just
Exactly.
thinking.
It's gonna drive like a super speedway.
Okay, thanks. I just wondered.
Wonder no more.
Let's rock.
We just go qualify from here.
Yep. Actually, get back in. Join you all.
Squeak.
Squeak, I say, squeak.
Yes.
Okay.
Wicked
okay.
lap, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clearly
insane lap, mate.
this place figured out. And to Kurt for pulling in second overall and first for the Williams, which looking at Scar Pope in
Oh.
there is a Dodge Am. That's kind of weird. To think about that.
Yeah. Well, first series, I figured I'm an AM.
Far from my first series, and I'm definitely an am.
No. I mean, that's where you're at, but you gave yourself. All right, so we'll go through and we'll run out the warm up here. No, I could certainly use it after fighting the stupid broadcast PC. Practicing pit road entry, that's weird. chair. Just kills my back.
definitely make a difference when they're new. Unless you got one that's bad for your back. Whoops, sorry, I was talking. I wasn't paying attention then, Brian. That was my fault. That one turned into a big one.
I'm really struggling to get this thing to turn in.
Very wide, smooth banking.
It's just such a departure from how it behaved at Daytona.
And I mean now.
Good luck, guys.
Get to the chopper.
Look, man, it's
Right
a little,
now.
a little warm here in great state of Michigan.
Looks like a top 10 tonight.
For everyone.
I don't want to celebrate too early, Brian. You know, you just never know. Pedro popped into the Discord, so there's a chance he's gonna slip in here. He might bring some friends.
If you bring some friends, that'll help.
Hey guys, what are the GT3s? Here, Pedro. 5 seconds. Lonely me on the back. Glad they labeled turn 1. I wasn't sure where it was.
Somewhere around the track after the start finish line.
Somewhere.
I'm getting a thing that says a warning. You're ahead of the car you should be following.
How'd that happen?
I seem to recall doing that before.
It's telling me to allow Jerry to pass. Jerry Hamilton to pass.
What?
A little early for wacky stuff like that.
Do you need to reset Ross, or do I just let him pass?
Let's take the green and just see what happens here. If it gives you a penalty, we'll pop a restart and see if that clears it out.
Yeah, I'm getting a penalty.
All right. Restart for some reason. I don't understand why that happened.
Restart.
Thanks, R Factor 2. Really appreciate your donations. Otherwise, I did not have.
Tell me how you really feel, bro.
Synchronized hoods, synchronized roof sliding.
It's still running.
Shit result, mate.
Arriba, arriba.
So was he too far from the pace car?
I don't think so.
I think I'm getting a disconnect here.
Mine's running like crap too. All of a sudden,
It doesn't seem like the clock is advancing. Oh, now it is. Now it's at 30 seconds.
I'm in.
I think there's some delay going on here.
Yeah, this sync took a long time.
Wonder if David's got some storms at his house.
We got plenty here.
Amen, brother.
It's been hitting all across the country.
I'm sure Lanny and our leader can attest to that.
Getting lots of rain.
Lanny, you probably got some snow up there earlier today.
Nope, didn't snow here.
I shoveled during the day, and it's to be redone now.
Any warnings this time, Brian?
I'm all good.
Weird. Okay.
One of those internet things.
I wonder if it's because maybe you went too far to the left of the
It said I was
phone.
too slow at the beginning, just starting out.
I wonder if it thought it was like, oh, you need to go behind some people. Whoa, hello.
Pace car just brake checked us.
You right over there?
I didn't do
Now
that.
we take it off again. What the fuck?
Not used to big ovals, apparently.
Here, we'll try that again. That was Jesus Christ.
That was weird.
Okay. One more time. Who said this is going to be a short race?
Yeah.
Well, once you get the race going, I think it will.
Yeah. So basically, the because of something in the track of the pace car, it's gonna slow down.
Is it
Oh,
seeing
God.
some irregular object or something? That sounded like a back and forth oscillating wheel.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why.
You were
Mine was on
stuck in the
screen.
twilight zone. You jumped out of the car too early.
I think I need to lower my dampening a little bit or increase it or whatever the hell it is.
15-second, Brian.
Increase the damping.
Still with us, Brian? Oh yeah. Okay, good.
And
Okay,
counting
guys, I'm gonna be flying and going into turn 3. I'm gonna back it down.
slowly.
Copy.
Yeah,
Copy.
Yeah. Pace car brake check coming up. We're all scared to death.
You got that right.
Well, if you got a lot of stagger in your car, you're gonna get you get a brake check.
Brake check happening now.
Brake check, yeah.
Seems to happen right after those red and yellow stands.
Keep that
Well,
in mind
Volvo
when we
check.
go under
Volvo check.
caution.
I see the Pink Panther coming up there. Gotta warm them potatoes up first.
Yep.
Sorry about that, man.
That's okay. I caught it.
pitting this lap, Ross.
After that.
Whoop-de-doo.
Holy hell! I finished.
In good standing, no less. Very good. Looked like a Ford track.
Oh,
Good win, Brian.
yeah, good shot, Ryan.
Yeah,
Nice, guys.
another walk-away victory.
Now the warm-up's over. Let's go ahead and run the race.
No way.
Hey. Give me a chance to tweak my setup for past 10 laps.
The Brett, before last quarter, saw you smoking the right front. I said I'm going in, and I passed you. Wow.
Yeah, it was very conditional.
You were getting awfully big in the rearview mirror those last 6 laps, Brett.
That's the plan.
I was trying to stay in his spoiler so that we could go as fast together. But
I got on your inside at least once, right?
yeah. But I tapped Kurt one of the corner that he went too fast. That we both went broadside right, broadside left, and we both picked it up. It's like, what? No yellow.
Just a little tap, no problem.
I told you that'd be over quick, guys.
It's
Not even half an hour.
Gentleman Racing 101.
No yellows, I love it.
Yeah, well.
caution free.
It wasn't without effort.
That's true.
Yeah, I tried my best to bring one out.
Well, you know, Lanny was keeping up with the front back for a while, so I was thinking this is nothing but a Ford track, but eventually he slowed down.
uh,
Yeah, I got beside Jill,
Jill.
and it got real light and just went straight to the wall.
Yeah, I thought I saw some sideness there. And Craig was coming up quick in mid-race. I don't know whether he pitted early or what.
During the race, for the race, I lost a bit of rotation on power. I don't know why.
Same. Not sure why either.
Lag. I'll blame it on lag.
That was way cool.
Jules, you had a hell of a lap there. I guess you were getting in the draft behind us at the very beginning.
Yeah.
42.7. That was screaming.
Yeah, that's a fast one.
I suspect you both got some fast laps.
Yeah, but I started to lose a few percent faster at the front right, and I couldn't turn in anymore because I didn't have that. I had to keep a lot of wheel in on the exit.
Yeah. You got to plan ahead for that stuff.
Yeah, I thought it would do the other thing. I thought I would get loose.
Over rotate.
Yeah. So I'm checking my.
Yeah, mine definitely went that way as well. I had a lot more push. But my setup was just winged. I didn't get anywhere near it.
Needed way more front air dam.
I had full front air dam. I had way too much push for some reason.
I had 7 and 60.
I needed
thing
more
about it-
cowbell.
Yeah, well, you get
You needed more
no
competition.
You're not gonna get any from us, you know.
Scar couldn't follow. How much
No.
did you? How much did you run? But you were running way too much.
Yeah, I think I was running too much. I was running full at the front, so I didn't have enough turn, and then I didn't have enough straight line. So the super speedways can sometimes just throw me out of my complete rhythm of setting up a car. And
Yeah,
I know
this-
that's too mild, but you drive it like that.
Yeah, this one's famous for that though. It's so wide, it's so smooth, it's gradual banking. I mean, it's more there than you think, but it's so wide and gradual. You have to really dial in that whole stagger thing.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
was a fair way off with that. I think I got a little bit better after my pit stop, changing my pressures, but I was able to at least keep up for a couple of laps, and I had only changed my right side tires. So
Yeah, I thought so. That's why you mingled with us. You weren't there, and suddenly coming out of the pits, you're what the hell?
You guys have a good night. That was a blast. Take
Don't
care.
forget to come
Yeah.
by next
good
week for
job, Brian.
Riverside,
Yeah,
our only road course.
Riverside Road Course.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a blast.
That's gonna be fun.
Racing dump
next
trucks.
time? Next time?
Yeah.
Is that actually next week?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
we have a
we're-
holiday on Monday. I was just curious.
We do.
Get the track up early, Ross, so we can get some
ML
practice in there.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Brian. MLK Day on Monday.
Oh, right. But we're Tuesday, despite the previous name of the league.
MLK.
Just asking. Martin Luther King.
Oh,
Hi, guys. Have fun. Talk to you later.
yeah. Talk to you, Lenny.
Take care.
Yeah, I'm out too, guys. Have a good night.
See you,
Yeah,
Kurt.
thanks for coming.
Good to
Kurt.
have you back.
By the way, Aaron sent me a message and asked how things are going.
Aaron who?
Aaron Page.
Rogers. Oh,
I told him we're still running, but still small groups.
Aaron what?
Aaron
Page.
Page.
Aaron Page. So what? Did he answer you? Is he coming back or he
No,
can't?
he didn't make any commitment. He was just asking, "Is it still running?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're looking at the old MNRL forums. Nobody said anything there since last spring. If you come into Discord and go to CMS, you'll find out what's really happening."
I'll go post something. Yeah. I'll post. MNRL still alive. We're now just using Discord. Blah blah blah.
Okay, that'd be nice. He's probably the only one that would find it.
Yeah.
But I basically told him that in a response to his email.
Don Hunter's been looking through the website as well, so it might be an idea to put something on there. But he was looking for this year's WEC stuff or the VWSC stuff, and he found last year's stuff and was like, "This is the schedule. What's going on with these dates? You said it was Saturdays," and I'm like, "No."
all
That's
that's
the wrong
updated
schedule.
on the web. You're talking CMS.
Yeah, the website.
Yep, all that's updated as of today.
Is up to
Awesome,
okay.
awesome. Yeah, this was like 3 days ago.
Righto. Yeah, there was a delayed rollout as we were getting everything put in place.
Not a problem. I'm on vacation and I'm doing nothing except shoveling snow.
Ouch.
It's, the thing of the day was vacuum cleaner. One thing was another thing yesterday, and tomorrow there's only one thing on the schedule. I'm doing nothing. Yeah, man. I became a bit dizzy while my partner was on his vacation, and I was running the whole place by myself. And
Are you saying you were overworked?
And underappreciated.
Like 10 to 12 hours a day kind of thing?
No, I'm on contract. It's 8 hour.
No more than 8.
Yeah, no more, no less. But it's
You get
100.
paid by the hour, right?
Yeah. It's 100 miles an hour. It's 100 miles an hour. Everything I have to do. So, I know I was going toward burning out or something like that. It's just,
Don't
and
go
I
there.
no.
Yeah, you run your own business, don't you?
So as soon as my partner came back from his vacation, I went like, okay, next week I'm taking it. Bye. And yeah, and we're 2 for 400 PCs.
Oof.
That's a lot.
Yep, is a lot, and this
People better
is.
treat you well.
Oh, I got a little cup. It says tips, and it gets filled with chocolate, so I have no problem.
Don't eat too much chocolate. Then you'll have a separate problem.
So Anyway, so I just had to cool down to empty my head and not think about that stuff.
Roger that.
And but this year, I don't care. I'm gonna take a week to go see my sister. I'm gonna take another week further down. I'm gonna take vacation this year.
When in the summertime, you mean?
In the summertime, I'm gonna go. Yeah, she lives in BC, so I'm gonna go see. She lives in Osoyoos, Okanagan Valley, the only place in
Like right
Canada.
across the border from Washington State or something like that.
Exactly, the only place in Canada where there's cactus. And yeah, I'm gonna go there for a week. I'm gonna take another week for like that, doing nothing. Because last year I only took a week, only 5 days in the whole year.
Craziness.
Yeah. That was nuts. And I'm paying now. It's like 51 out of 52. So I'm not doing that this year. During COVID, there was the contract I had. We were more people. So even if I was working all the time and didn't take any vacation, the rate was a lot less. It was way cool. I'm looking at my first and my quality or practice setup, VS, the one I use for the race. The only thing I did was lower the left rear pressure. That brought more weight to the back. Probably that's why it stopped turning. What does it do
Yeah.
when you What does it do when you lower left rear air pressure?
Left rear, not much because there's hardly any weight on that part of the car.
It can help it turn a little bit, but you gotta be careful to not overdo it.
Yeah, the right rear is going to do more for you as far
Yeah.
as
Right,
if you
pumping
pump up
up.
the.
Yeah, but what I did is I put more removing left rear, lowering left rear, put more cross. It augmented the cross.
That's the thing. More than one way you can get the cross weight / stagger. So you kind of have to blend them properly.
I could tell I definitely needed more front air dam.
This track responded better to wedge than some of the high bankers we've been doing.
I was playing around with the wedge. I ended up with -1. I don't think that's right.
It depends on what everything else is biased towards.
I was going, if things weren't going to go great during my practice, I was going to lower it to about 1.5 minus
Negative, you
one.
mean?
Yeah, so that the car rotates more.
Right. It allows you to pick up the throttle easier, quicker in the turn. At least on this kind of banking. 'Cause the banking is so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did too much work for straight line speed, and that cost me because I really got rid of the rake and a few other bits.
Well, I mean, I understand that kind of philosophy going in, but the problem is, basically turn 3 and 4 are just an extension of the backstretch.
Yeah.
If you can nail
That's a-
those two, you can stay in the throttle,
I-
75% of the lap.
Yeah, I did it right. Lower left rear loosens the car from the middle out. But probably 1 psi wasn't enough. And on pit stop, I added 1 to the right rear. which loosens the car.
It changed your crossover point for the
Yeah.
stagger.
Yeah, but it made it earlier.
And if you push too hard early on, then you had to back out some.
Aye.
But I didn't have. It wasn't enough counter the loss of rotation that I had.
Well, it was
Because
fun, right? I
yeah,
saw your gritty teeth in the mirror.
oh yeah,
You
that's
need to
cool.
use some toothpaste, bro.
Yeah, the
You're taking this good old boy thing a little too seriously. You got it?
I was really trying, but the car. It didn't take much for the car to understeer real far. Not real far,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it didn't want to turn it. Yeah, so everybody went tight on during the race. I wonder what the temperature actually did.
I don't know, but it seemed to me that the Fords were averaging better high speed.
I know it
Yeah.
was 44 degrees on track during the race, which is like in between 110, 120 for you guys.
Quit knowing Fahrenheit.
Yeah, 44
Hey,
is 40.
I've been doing NASCAR type races for a long time. I've got a fair idea of what the conversion is.
Sorry about
Where
that.
have you been doing it? Mostly like an iRacing thing or something?
Bits and pieces all over the place. Past year, I did it mostly in AMS2 and AC because those were the two sims I was jumping between. And
Okay.
then before that, I was racing with SimHQ and SCFR.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then there was a couple of other in between, which I can't really remember right now. But yeah, I've done like one full every race of the NASCAR season, and then a couple of which were like 6 and 10. You know.
Like 3 weeks ago, I mentioned to the Sim Magic guys that they were missing a button in one of their window when you don't want to save, when you want to. You do a change to your wheel profile and you don't want to change it. You want to load another one directly. There's no button for discarding, so it forces you to save something you don't want. So I went on Discord and showed them the window, and the return was, and 2 updates is going to be there, and they put it on last week.
How about that? Sim HQ. I haven't read that in a long time. Scar, are you a flight sim guy too?
No, I was just racing.
Because that website started out as flight sim stuff.
Yeah,
It's
It
fun.
wasn't until 2011, I think, that I joined, or 2010.
Okay. It's like most of the last posts for Sim HQ were in 2017.
It should get me closer to second place.
Yeah, I had a back injury before they finished up over at SimHQ, so I stopped racing for a couple of years.
Well, I hope it was nothing permanent.
I manage it now. It's not really it's a problem, but it's manageable.
I just saw my time for Michigan International on for the records on the record page. 799. I'm a tenth and a half faster than the next guy. That is funny. I don't know. It's a race.
Those super speedways, you just get the right draft at the right time, and you don't have to slow up and cost yourself anything.
It definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Where was I going?
Where are you going?
Yeah, well,
I'm
it
in a
was.
gravel trap in a Peugeot, but you know.
Yeah, okay. Uh, our favorite race commentator was doing a iRacing Clio race yesterday.
Who's that? Name's
JP.
perfect.
Yeah. So I said hello to him.
Ah,
Oh,
probably appreciated that.
Wow,
yeah, he did.
that
So-
fast lap you had, Jill. I must have been drafting you or something. It looks like I'm the second fastest on that one. Well, no, we got some 42s down below. Lanny did a 42.9.
And my best was like a 43.4 or something like that.
Yep, 43.458.
Championship manager.
So
72 cup.
annoyed. Could have been so much better.
Oops, internal error.
You hate it. Hate to see
Yeah.
it for your guys.
They could make it more than one way.
The the result page is getting an error when I try to get the driver's standing of the NASCAR 72.
Oh, you're going and looking at the series.
Yeah. Pro, same thing. Same thing. Driver's stat.
Well, don't do that.
Rules work. Notes work. Martinsville, Dover, Darlington. Something went wrong. Atlanta.
Hotlanta, you say?
Hotlanta.
Atlanta gives an error when you click on Atlanta. Charlotte is good. Richmond is good. Daytona is good. So when you go driver standing, you get an error.
Relatively speaking, Daytona is soon.
Which one?
Yeah, they're gonna have some support races before the big one, right? I'm talking about the 24-hour.
Aye.
Yeah.
Be
So
before the end of this month, I think.
yeah. So Ross, there's something wrong with Atlanta. So
The
it's
all
championship
good.
manager. You're talking about the championship manager, right?
yeah. So it's crashing when you try to get the whole points.
Nah, all good.
Just like the cars at Atlanta. How about that?
What do you mean all good? Mine is crashing.
I hate
If
it
I
for your guys.
if I go PPC,
Don't go PP.
Yeah, I get these same internal errors. It's not just
yeah.
you.
Okay, cool. To fuck up somewhere. So if I go Indy 2023 and I go driver standing, okay, internal error again. So it's their stuff. It's the website, not our data. They have an issue.
Yeah,
Who
it says
does?
something went wrong when you click on Atlanta.
Yeah, but when you click on another series also, so they have a problem on their thing, on their side.
Who's they?
Them other guys.
R2LA. There must have been an
Yes.
there must have been an update. There must have been an update. I know it's code that you download.
Yeah, trace back. It gives you a trace back message on the Python path.
Yeah, it's a download code. So if there was no update, something is askew.
The game is afoot.
Mm-hmm.
House.
Nice vid again, Ross. Good job.
Which one?
The 24.
Oh, grazie.
I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I just
was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to do more with it because there's quite a bit that I had planned. And,
Modder's life.
yeah, that was just it. It's like, well, I could spend all my time doing this, or we could actually run this series on time. So
It's
Easy,
always
easy day, easy day.
yeah. It's always like that. You have to say it's enough.
that's what it was. Well, doesn't it?
Well, in this room, when I'm not heating, it's okay when I drive. When I stop driving like that, I'm freezing to death.
You need to find an equalization
Uh,
situation.
yeah, I'm freezing to death trying to find a place in my seat. Yeah,
Well, I've got a different freezing problem. It's just cold because I've been sweating.
well,
Weird.
that's the same thing. That's the same thing. It's quite funny, in this racing bucket. When I sit in it, when I usually sit in a bucket like that, I put a 5-point harness and I strap it in. So now I'm in my rig and I'm sitting in a bucket like that, and I'm like, where's my seatbelt? It's like I'm so used to getting to be belted
Mm-hmm.
that when I sit in this seat and I'm not belted, I feel weird.
I get that. I honestly wish that I could go back to my old seat, which unfortunately is broken now because that thing is plush. It's actually another next level racing chair that's meant for like one of their cheaper rigs, and somehow I can't remember if I inadvertently ordered it or they sent it by accident, but it's awesome because it's got the car slide underneath, and then you can tilt it back and forth, and it's
It's a recliner. I
and
didn't
it's
want to.
awesome.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
didn't.
That's
I
what
did.
mine's like.
I didn't want a recliner because I've been driving for years on a chair that flexes all over the place. That the backrest just moves as I
You went
press
from
on the
one
brake.
extreme to another then.
Yeah, from flexible to a wall behind me. And
Yeah.
the last two races, I brought the backrest a bit straighter, the seat a bit more flat, and I'm closer to the wheel. It goes great during the race, but when I sit in it, I feel like I'm way too close to the wheel. I'm gonna try it. And it went great during the race, but it wasn't oval. We'll see Thursday evening.
What track is North Side International?
Where are you seeing that?
Northside International.
Yeah, it must have been one of the tracks we ran in this series, but it must go by a different name. But
Northside International. I know what that is. It's
that's not another name for Richmond or anything, is it? Or Charlotte?
No, North Side is a different type of track.
I don't think so. I'm looking at if you scroll down in the records section for each track, there's a North Side International underneath of Indianapolis, and it's all the cars and drivers in this series.
Northside International Raceway 2015.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's the
Is this? Oh, this is probably Martinsville.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's 0.74 miles.
Wait,
That's
what?
it.
No,
It's
that's not
got to be
Martinsville.
Martinsville. It's got to be because there's No, I'm sorry. Martinsville is listed separately.
No, it's
Located in
which round is it?
Virginia. Located in Enrico, Virginia.
That would be Richmond. That's
Yeah.
Henrico.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Richmond. That's their name for unlicensed Richmond.
Yeah.
Be right. I want to change computers. Too cold here.
I just tried to search that on my the phone, and it just come up with Adelaide International Raceway, which is not the right one.
No, it is not.
The
It does have
only
an oval, but it's not.
the only Adelaide track I've ever ran in a sim would be the one that the F1 guys ran on the street because I've got the AMS.
Oh,
And
this
it's
isn't actually in Adelaide. This is like an hour and a half away from Adelaide and
okay.
out in the sticks.
Hey,
What was the name of it?
Jills, you remember way back what?
He's out. He's switching.
Oh, okay.
He'll be back. Uh-oh. Is that the revealery? I'm sorting all the liveries right now. This wasn't organized properly before.
If you say so, mate.
Ooh. I do. I just hate when stuff isn't properly organized. Just drives me
Yeah,
nuts.
working with different people, you end up with different naming organizations and different not organizations, theories, whatever the word is I'm trying to go for there, where they just name whatever they want it, and you're like, what's that meant to be?
Oh,
Yeah,
like
some are
naming
more
conventions.
descriptive.
That's the words.
Yeah,
English ain't my strong point.
it's usually not mine.
Hey,
but
hey, I'm glad to hear a Australian say ain't.
Yeah.
Eight.
I thought that was a an American word only.
Eight food.
Ain't food. Ain't
Yep, APE.
or not.
Yeah, that's oh, losing people left. Oh,
He disconnected. Jills did.
that's
Well, that was a quick night.
Sometimes
Is the road course going to be longer, or is it going to be a short one also?
Let me look. CMS check MNRL NASCAR working files stock car. Tell you how many laps it'll be. I want to say it's in the 30s.
Now that's one that will take more than
31.
a minute to get around, especially if
Yeah.
you're using that infield section.
Original was 400 miles. It's 2.62 miles per lap. It is 152 laps. And then 25% is 31 laps.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, Ross, MNRL, since it caters to a bit more older geezers.
Whoa, come on now.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's with the echo sound? Oh, never mind. I got the replay going.
Echo.
And the race are always shorter than 1 hour. They're usually 40, 45 minutes.
I was gonna ask you, Jills. You remember about 10 years ago or so, we ran in R Factor 1. We ran the Formula 5000. I mean, when Norm was running this, we had one season where we ran down under only. It was the New Zealand and Aussie tracks.
well, that's where they're from, aren't it?
No, they're from the States.
No, but they still run down there, I think.
The vintage
yeah.
run.
That's
Vintage
why I
runs
thought they were
everywhere.
down here.
The vintage runs everywhere. The
Yeah, I think
5,000.
in the day they did drive everywhere. But yeah, we ran. I was surprised how many tracks you got down there. Scar.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've got some good ones down here too. Like Malala's a good one in SA.
This is all R Factor 1 creation.
Wait, how
stuff,
do you
too.
say it?
Yep. Malala.
Oh, I always said Malala.
It's a great track, that one. But the F5000s have been brought back as S5000.
S.
Yeah, S5000 V8 in the back of. I think it's basically some kind of Formula Ford with wings.
So
It
it's a
can't be. Well,
Sydney 5-liter special.
Yeah, pretty much.
well,
Yeah, that's why I thought it was an Australian series because they brought it back 2 years ago.
they brought it back because it's they should bring it back everywhere because it's not an expensive series.
One
Oh,
of my
they
favorite
didn't bring
tracks
it back
down
with
there.
the historic version. The historic's running separately. This is a brand new modern car with a V8 in the back.
I have heard, but I never saw anything.
Well, what's the name of that track that they got torn down and they built a subdivision over it? It had a bridge on it where you crossed over the track.
Oh, that's
Orm
an awesome
Park.
track. Yeah, that's the one.
I
Which
liked
one?
that track.
Sadly, it's gone.
What's
Yeah.
the name?
Orm
Orange
Park.
Park.
Oran
Uh,
Park.
It's a
Orange Park. Orange
fantastic
Park.
track.
I
Orange.
love that. You know, and it was great for small and medium-sized cars, and they had good change in elevation and turn radius and stuff.
The best things to watch and, in my opinion, drive around there are the big trucks, the actual trucks that race.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I've never seen that.
You kick up so
I bet
much
there's some
dust.
interesting footage on
Yep.
that, especially in turn 1.
Oh yeah,
You ever heard of water
Slide-
brake?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sliding through that last corner though, the overtakes that happened through there because the trucks would screw up that chicane before the final corner, and they'd just get up the inside and they'd be side by side drifting through the corner. It was just great racing
There's
around there.
not a lot of room for something that big there.
Not a lot of room as well. It makes it very skilled to get that move right. And of course, there was lots of people who didn't,
Mm-hmm.
but also had some great V8 supercar races over the years there. It was a very sad day when I heard they were getting into that. But yeah,
Shame.
Hidden Valley's another great track. You guys know Longford, obviously, but Simmons Plains is great as well. And then there's Phillip Island, and of course the Barbagallo.
Pukekohe. Another
That's
one.
New Zealand,
Yeah.
and that's dead.
What do you
Yeah,
mean
I
it's
know.
dead?
It's dead.
That's just getting turned into a horse racing track permanently.
Which is stupid. They could have easily used the land around there for both.
They had been for years. It just the horse racing club wanted to get rid of the racing, car racing.
That's horseshit.
Yep, that's New Zealand for you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure it's Ruapoa Park or Taupo that's being replaced, and both
Wait.
of those are great tracks.
Get replaced?
As in
What do you-
replacing Pukekohe, because Pukekohe's gone, so we
Oh.
need New Zealand round.
I was like, no, not either. I like both of those.
Yeah, but the V8s are going to them instead. One of them.
Nice.
One of them.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I can't remember that track. Let's see. To me, it's Sandown. Oh,
Sundown.
what a nice track.
Sandown's got a lot of great historic footage.
And the other one, that corner one, is a superb long right-hander.
What was the
That's
other
not
one?
Barbagallo, is it? Where it's a slow one and then it's a little bit uphill chicane and then a long left.
Calder Park.
What's the name? Calder Park is fun. The
Oh
Thunder
yeah.
Zone there too.
No, Barbagallo is fun also, but that's not the one.
The
I
most
could do
recent
without.
stuff we ran in MNRL down in Australia would have been AMS 1 about 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, we ran.
We ran the little
Horse Cup?
prototypes. What
Which
are they?
pictures?
They're like P2 or I'm sorry, P4 prototypes.
That wouldn't be the Rocco at all, would it?
The what?
001? Rocco 001.
Might be. I don't know. I wasn't here for it.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
were
love
they were Sport 2000s.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. All right, yeah, it's
A lot of
slight
fun
different.
though, and you could. We threw them around on at least 4 or 5 tracks. Now it wasn't the first time we had driven on those tracks, like I was saying earlier.
Lakeside.
Yeah, Lakeside was one of them. And I can't
Yeah, it's
remember
another
that
one.
one. There's
Yeah.
one that's shaped kind of like Dijon. It's got this big dorky thing in the middle,
That's Hidden Valley.
it goes back into a valley.
Yeah,
That's
Hidden
Hidden
Valley.
Valley.
Hidden
Oh, Hidden
Valley.
Valley. Okay, that's the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah, we ran the
Hidden Valley.
supercars probably 10 years ago. This was at Race to Play. We ran the supercars down there, and
Hidden Valley is
I
good.
remember doing it on that track.
I did some racing there as well.
Yeah, but that's
Those cars are fun too. I love them, and I'm glad they kept them in AMS.
The one guy who did our new Penaz, which you haven't seen yet, and the Mark II Mustang GT3 that we ran before the 2024 one, Matthew Kelly, he and I was telling Scar about this. He did fantasy versions of saloon cars that would have potentially been in V8 supercars had they continued to use like four-door sedans. So like the Kia Stinger, the I know it's not four
Oh,
doors. it's a
modern
weird
cars that are 4-door.
Yeah, so it would have been that one. One of the Mercedes, I can't remember which model. There were two more. They were like, and you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that'd be perfect for that. Just never made it.
that
Honda Accord, I think.
yeah, MNRL discussion.
Surfer's Paradise.
A video I made, R Factor 1 Race to Play.
Is that Eastern Creek or is that Hidden Valley?
Eastern Creek.
Now they changed the name of that in real life, didn't they, Scar?
Sydney. Well, they call it.
Yep.
The Aussies love calling the tracks like by the nearest city, and then also by the track, and then by somebody's name.
It's one of my best video.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
like
that near
Barbatello.
Sydney or no?
No,
Yeah.
no, it's like Adelaide International Raceway. It's a couple of hours away from
Oh,
Sydney.
okay.
They call it Sydney Motorsports Park.
Yeah. I'm driving the Super Cheap. I'm driving the
Wakefield.
Super Cheap. I'm the
This
one
is like
driving
in
the
Miami from me.
Oh, okay.
If I was in New York. So if I was in New York, Miami would be where the Sydney Motorsports Park is.
Oh man, Wakefield is a good one too.
Yeah, it's a good track.
Yeah, R Factor 1 at
I see your video.
yeah, I'm the guy driving the Super Cheap. And I'm just watching these two guys battle door to door, and I'm just watching it, and
Winston.
I gotta find a way to pass them both, but
Yeah, that track's got some tricky sections there.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Good
not the
luck.
most tricky version of Eastern Creek either. They've got this bit just before the actual hairpin, the right-hand hairpin, where it goes off track like the Bahrain sports car course did that couple of times. F1 went there. It's just got these.
Oh
weird
yeah,
extra
I've got
corners.
that in in another sim.
Taratunga, that was the one I was trying to think of.
Very good.
That's a New Zealand track, yeah.
Yeah, I just grouped them all
Hungry
together,
Jack,
man. Come on.
It's down under. It's okay. The New Zealanders get way more upset about that than the Aussies.
In those years, I'm driving with a Wingman Formula Force.
Women of prayer.
I would
3,000. Talk about 2,000 hours earlier. You probably had 3,000 on that wheel.
Get older than it is.
That was a fun race. I finished third. I battled for third and finished third, if I remember well.
Nice. It's hard to do anything and be consistent in those V8 supercars, no matter what the thing is.
True.
Have you tried the newest mod that FVR came out with?
Yep. I love their work. I'm just not sure if I completely get along with those cars yet.
Yeah.
It's such a departure from what I'm used to because they headed towards GT3 with the regs anyway, so the actual way the car grips the surface of the road has changed heaps. It feels very much on top of the road rather than part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
that
kind of,
can be very polarizing.
well, I mean, they were trying to do that because they're like, hey, who needs aero or, anything? Let's just go ahead and have the cars be like this, which creates certain levels of excitement, but I mean, it's chasing some people off, and I don't even know how they're going to keep it sustainable because, I mean, Camaro obviously is dead, and um, I mean, nobody else seems willing to jump in there and put a program together with all the
And the
crisis.
Mustangs keep setting themselves on fire, so it's sort of like, what car are they going to use?
Well, I mean, they were looking at GT3 like right around COVID as like, well, do we do this instead? But I mean, what's the other? There's a Australian GT3 series that's down there.
Yeah,
already.
like they can't really do that. There'd have to be some kind of silhouette type thing where they throw in the engine of the V8 supercar.
Right. Yeah. But then
Which
at
is
that point,
sort of where they went with the regs, but Shane Van Gisbergen took them back towards having the heel and toe type driving needed because they were going to go full sequential on the gearboxes.
mhm.
So I'm glad he did that because it gives the cars more character.
Yeah, well, it keeps it from being GT3, which is just everything else now. But
And you got V8s and V10s and GT3 anyway, so it's like, is it really any different than just another GT category?
the only way you're gonna do that, like keep it traditional, would be is if you what's the name of that one series that's running right now where they've got silhouettes and they've got like the big honking engines in there? What is it called? It's basically like Supercars Light, not Dunlop, and that's not what I'm talking about. It's like it's almost like a custom silhouette series. It's running all kinds of like weird mixed stuff. Let's see if I can find it. I was just
got-
watching this.
Down here, I'm not too sure about all of the support categories these days. I know they're trying lots of different things down here. That's why they brought back F5000 as S5000.
The open wheel stuff. Yeah, I'm talking about the super sports. Cheap class. Australian super sport. Yeah, that's super bike. No,
the only race 5,000 race I have, Brett, is 2018.
Well, that's probably the third or fourth time we used it because we used that R Factor 1 version more than anything else back in race to play days, like 2013, 2014.
Nations Cup. Aussie racing cars.
It's Mid Ohio.
Those are funny.
Coming out of first corner, I'm second behind Jason, and I clipped too much curbing at the chicane, and I spun out.
Sports sedan series.
Oh, I've heard about that, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds kind of generic with a title like that, right?
Well, I mean, you've got wacky things going on there, like an Audi A4 Chevrolet, and then like an Alfa Romeo GT5 with like a Bizarro engine inside of it. I think it's also like a big block V8.
Well, Alfa Romeo is not is lowest, like is Lota Fraschini.
What the hell is Descartes?
Is it what? Oh.
Isn't Audi there as well?
Felipe's name is now
Mm.
Descartes.
Yeah, because it's my grandma mother's name. I discovered after 30 years. Enrique is not my last name. Okay. I mean, on the document,
Ah.
but it's
Okay.
I don't know how called in my language a double name. I mean, how can I say it's Felipe Enrique, but it's Felipe Enrique is only single name, like two names, but it's a single name.
Okay. Enrique
I
is
just
your
put a
first name.
couple of pictures up of the sports sedan series in the thread, and you can see all the different makes. And there's even an old V8 supercar make in the middle, and then there's what looks like an old Ford Escort in green.
It looks like fun.
They're a really cool series. I wish there was like a little bit more support for them. Just because the cars are cool, like what they're doing with them is cool. Like it feels more of the spirit of like V8 supercars, even though it's more of like a modified series with kind of like multi-class racing going on. But man,
I mean, it's in
they're
the
cool.
spirit of what I'm reading here. It's very much in the spirit of the old ATCC when we had Group A, Group C, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the
80s
Sport Sedan
when we had the
series once,
Jags and all that stuff.
but I don't know which exactly it is.
It's
Sport Sedan series.
It's
Australian series, but
yeah, Australian silhouette.
Yeah, but I don't know which. I mean, like the V8 supercars, the preliminary series give you access to the top series. I don't know where the series on this.
Oh, it's just on YouTube, basically, or wherever else you can find. I think they broadcast it somewhere, but basically just YouTube.
The other nice Australian series is Australian truck racing.
The Utes.
The Utes. The utility. The Utes.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
The Utes are a very interesting thing to watch because they just slide around half the time. No weight on the rear.
Yeah, no weight on the rear unless you put cinder blocks back there.
Yeah.
I have them in the UK too, and watching those guys drive around there, they're just as crazy as you'd expect. I mean, it's absolutely nuts.
I'm gonna have to
Love
find out if they run at Throxton. That would be insane.
They did. I don't know if they're still doing it. I think they are, but yeah, they're nuts. And if you're into that kind of stuff, another really nutty series is the Legends that they run in the UK, because they'll be
I
going
love
like
them.
4 or 5 wide into every single corner all the time.
We used
during
to have
the-
those here, but only on ovals.
In the what in the in North America?
In Quebec.
Oh, you
We,
mean like right there? I thought you meant in the series.
No, it
We
was.
could run them again. We could do like a split series, run it like half oval, half road course.
Yeah, those Legends in Britain are basically what the Aussie racing cars are, just a different silhouette.
Right. Yeah, super cheap, nice power to weight to make it fun, and just chuck it.
Yep, motorcycle engine in the back. Go for it. Well, I think it's in the back. It's in the car anyway.
It's in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's kind of a mid-engine.
Yeah, it's just so cool because I mean, there's really not much that you do with the car in terms of setup or settings. Everything is very spec, very controlled, meant to just be super cheap. I mean, some people actually load it into the back of a pickup and just show up at the track. Like they don't have a trailer or anything. It's just like, doop, there we go. I mean, I've seen it when they ran at the at some of the tracks locally here, there are guys like the whole crew would be like 6 guys. They would all just pick the car up, literally load it into the back of a big like
Oh,
Ford pickup truck.
the big go kart with the with the fiberglass body you're talking about.
Yeah. But man, they scream around. It's just so cool because it's like, and my favorite one was when they ran a race called the Faster Pastor, and it was like a promotional race where they basically took all these like men of the cloth, and there were actually 2 women, and they put them in these cars that weren't, most of them weren't theirs. They basically borrowed them, and like the winners got like donations to their church and whatever, and so like they were all doing it for fun. And the last lap, like it's funny because the field split pretty well, where you've got like some guys who actually knew what the hell they were doing, and others that were basically touring the parking lot. And the last lap, there's like a huge battle for first, and the guy in second was like, "I'm going for it," and just fired it off into like turn 3, and it's like, everything you got, ramped off of the car in front of him because he didn't see it, and just flew into the air, just flipped onto the roof and everything. It was so great. Everyone was fine. The car was not so great, but yeah. Faster.
That's a Italian restaurant chain down here.
Faster Pastor? Not like Pastori or something like that?
No, just pasta.
Oh, pasta. Gotcha. Yeah. Pasta. Love it. Yeah, I guess I need to start pulling together what we're going to do for the next series before too